Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome everyone to our graduation program. This year, the graduation is definitely different, but the feelings are still the same. Good afternoon, Honorable Principal, honorable guests, my fellow colleagues, and the ones for who the program is for, the honorable graduates. I welcome you to this program. Graduation is not the ending, it is the beginning. You finish one stage of life and you're getting into another. Your education is a dress rehearsal for life that you prepare to lead. In our program we have 3 segments. First segment that we have the speech session, then we have our graduation, the valedictorian speech, and at the end we have the certificate giving, and even at the end we have our cultural program. Here, first I need to mention that in this pandemic situation our students have done brilliantly. For example, out of 114 candidates, we have about 25 of them getting all 4 A stars. So this is a great achievement for the school. Green Herald is always like Green Herald. 34 3A stars. So this is a huge achievement for our candidates. I congratulate them all. Apart from that, most of them have done fairly nice. We wish them all the best for their life.
I would like to ask our respected sisters, respected chief guests, parents, guardians, and graduates to stand up to show respect to our national anthem, which will be sung by the school choir, and the music will be conducted by our music teachers, Timur Nandi sir and Raja Bashir sir.
Dear graduates and respected audience, Let us now join in our Green Herald School Anthem, performed by the school choir and conducted by Timunandi sir and Raja Bushir sir.
Now we will all enjoy a song which will take you down memory lane, the welcome song. You all remember that, don't you? Performed by our little students of KG2.
And the dust returned to earth as it was, and the spirit returns to God, who gave it. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. This year, after the pandemic started, we lost 3 of our valuable educator, including the head of the department, A-level. We remember them starting from the beginning. May 10th, we lost Mrs. Arif, Mahfuza Arif. Then on July 23rd, our respectable section in charge of A-level, Sister Josna Koraya, RNDM. And just a few days back, September 3rd, we lost our another colleague, economics teacher, Mr. Masud Elahi. We take 1 minute time to mourn for them. We just take 1 minute of silence. Now I request our principal, head of the school, Sister Virginia Asha Gomez, to come and give her valuable speech.
Good afternoon, very respected parents, guardians, and my beloved A-level graduates of batch 2020. Today, after 14 years of intensive studies, you are officially recognized as our graduates of A-level. Good afternoon to all my sisters who are closely working with me in school, especially during pandemic months. All the sisters from other communities, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sister Reba Veronica de Costa, the President of the Management Committee, and all the members of the Management Committee. All my learned teachers, officers, in fact, all the employees of Green Herald International School, good afternoon to you. Sisters Jacqueline Gomez, Sister Ruma Cristina Costa, our artists, Mr. Domion Pinero, Rajiv David Rosario, Miss Nahiz Zinat, Miss Rahat Nilofar, our dance teachers, Miss Wafi Ononna, Mr. Enayet, music teacher, Mr. Timir Nandi, all our IT officers, technicians, tried to prepare this beautiful online graduation program for you today in your honor, dear beloved graduates. To protect ourselves from the attack of COVID 19, we had to choose this way of celebration. Though COVID 19 has forced us to go virtual, I feel that it is something better than nothing. Imagine if we could not even avail this digital means, we would totally had to forego this ceremony altogether. After almost 6 months of not seeing one another from one platform, it is a great feeling to appear before you today on this auspicious day of your graduation, beloved graduates. Actually, today is a day of thanksgiving for us in Green Herald International School and College. Today we want to thank God for our lives, thanking God for keeping us alive and active, thanking God for being able to overcome all kinds of odds till today. We want to bow before our all-holy God for keeping more than 100 inmates in Green Herald premises safe from COVID-19 till today. We want to remember 3 of our precious teachers, Miss Mafuza Arif Flora, Sister Josna Maria Koraya RNDM, and Muhammad Masood Ilahi, all 3 very precious and young teachers in their active life had to leave us. May they be received in God's abode and may they rest in peace eternally. I want you to know that we, your teachers, miss you very much. And I know you too are missing your alma mater, especially your green fields and Green Herald. With virtual experiences nowadays, we all are realizing more than ever before how good it was our normal days where we could have face-to-face interactions. How satisfying were those social gatherings, our table fellowships, having a hot cup of tea or coffee with our friends and acquaintances, our teachers as a family here in Green Herald, and you, dear graduates, were hanging around in the school with your friends telling your stories. At present, what we are going through may not look at all good, but I still want to believe that God only knows how to bring good out of such experiences. One thing I can ask you, that never allow this bitterness take deeper root in us. If we allow to take a bitter root in our body, mind and soul, it will poison our entire being, I tell you. The bitter roots will eventually start bearing bitter fruits, and that will be a disaster. Dear graduates, never allow such bitterness to poison your attitudes. All of you have to do is to beat bitterness with your positive attitudes. For this you need to enthrone and enshrine God into your hearts, trusting in God's supreme power in our lives, in your lives. Often we complain saying, why so and so had to be so unfair to me? Why am I treated that unjustly? God, why can't I laugh anymore? Why all my dreams are seeming to get shattered this way? Why will make us go crazy. Instead, you ask God to give you strength. Tell God, give me back my laughter, God. Give my passion back to me. Take away my depression. Take away my bitter tears from me. God, I want to dance again. I want to laugh again. I want to rejoice again. Make my family, my friends, my environment happy through my laughter. Never be afraid of your enemies. That can be negative forces of all kinds. Remember, when you are confronted, you are challenged, even threatened. If you allow God to work in you, a holy determination will stir up into your being. With God's strength, you can face negativity. In the sacred scriptures of Holy Bible and Holy Quran, we read a story of King David and Goliath, the mighty big man. We find how young David, the shepherd boy, was called to face the mighty Goliath, the opposition party leader of the people of Israel. How that day, little David, through his holy determination, became the king and savior of his people. Only with a simple slingshot, he was able to defeat this mighty big Goliath in the name of his God. And how eventually the shepherd boy became the great king of Israelites. If David did not stand up to face his enemy that day, he would remain an insignificant shepherd boy in the pasture land. We all need to face our Goliaths. Never, never, and never be afraid of your Goliaths. We all have our Goliaths in various forms. Actually, it is our enemies who want to reduce us all the time, we think, but they are the ones who really make us true nobles, true kings, true princes, true leaders in our life. These Goliaths are the ones who make us stronger in our life. I tell you, face up to your Goliaths. Stand up to face them strongly, but always with your positive energy. Person or persons who hurt you once, do not let them hurt you again. Say to yourself that God is my vindicator. Therefore, don't become a poor victim, but become a great victor. And that is our real call from God. So don't let any bitterness, any enemies contaminate your life further. Otherwise, you will have missed your boat to reach your destination. Discover your inner strength. Each one of you have your unique strength. Find your real aptitudes. Discover your real passion in life, your uniqueness. Don't let everything be decided by your parents, by your friends, by someone else. Sit up. Take control of your own boat. Increase your self-esteem. Tell yourself, I am okay. I can do it. I must take hold my own responsibility. No grades, no ranks can evaluate you, your real worth, dear graduates. Remind yourself that your life is your responsibility. You are a precious gift of God in this world like anyone else. Good news is that we all are created to be happy here and hereafter. You are born to be fruitful in every sense of the word. You need not become like anybody, but you become your best version. You will tell me that without high grades, you cannot go ahead in life. But I tell you, If you are truly very diligent, integrated, and genuine person, nothing and no one can stop you from your becoming. Perseverance, honesty are the real secret to success. Beloved graduates, know that our blessings are always with you. Always, always, and always we hold you in our hearts. Now and when you leave us, we'll remember you. Keep your holy determination alive in you always. Once again, I repeat, you be a victor and not be a victim. God be with you and keep you in his abiding presence. Gautam Buddha said, no poison can kill a positive thinker, and no medicine can save a negative thinker. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Sister Asha, for your encouraging words. I would now like to invite our Honorable A-Level Section in charge, Sister Ruma Cristina Costa, RNDM, to give us her valuable speech.
Dear and Honorable Principal, Sister Virginia Asha Gomes, RNDM, respected Chief Guest, Sister Reva Veronica D. Costa, RNDM, Provincial and Chairperson of SFX Green Herald International School, all the section in charges, sisters, respected teachers, co-workers, staff, and most respected parents, guardians, and my beloved graduates, good evening. I, Sister Ruma Cristina Costa, RNDM, welcome you all. It is my pleasure and I feel honored to be with you this evening. Sadly to mention that it is the absence of Sister Josna Maria Correa, RNDM, that I am standing in front of you. This is the day of rejoicing. 114 of you, dear graduates, are the center of our joy and attention. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed our regular lifestyle and created the largest disruption of education systems in history, affecting billions of students all over the world. At this crucial time, you have done wonderful results by your hard work. Now, I'm glad to announce your achievements. 25 of you with 3 to 4 stars as distinction, and 34 of you with 2 stars and A's as honor, and 55 of you successfully completed your A-level, so you are altogether 114. You will be receiving special distinction and honor certificates. I congratulate all of you for your amazing results. Most of you were 14 years and some of you were 2 years very closely as a member of Green Herald family. This is the day for you, dear graduates, to look back with gratitude to Almighty God for your parents, teachers who supported you with academic programs and co-curricular activities. Surely, students, your full participation in school programs widen your knowledge. At this moment, with great sorrow, we remember our dear Sister Josna Maria Correa, RNDM, Mrs. Mahfuza Arif, and Mr. Masood Elahi, who have returned to their Creator in eternal life. We were privileged to have them to our guides, models, and mentors. They were great source of our inspiration. It is immense loss for us all. May God grant them eternal rest. Dear respected all the section in churches and the teachers, this joy is for you also. You have nurtured them from kindergarten till A level. I appreciate your hard work in preparing the lessons to impart your valuable knowledge to our students. The result of your untiring effort made this day joyous. I thank each of you, dear sisters, teachers, staff, and co-workers, for your dedicated service. Of course, you, dear parents, you have done great sacrifice to support your children in every way, failures and successes, and had great patience with them to bring them to this stage and prepared them for their bright future. Dear graduates, you worked hard and cooperated every way. So today is the day of rejoicing. Rejoice. Praise God for everything. Every end has a new beginning. You're going beyond your known place to the unknown. Very soon, you'll be leaving the school. Please, don't forget whatever you have learned. Remember fondly your school and the values, especially virtue and knowledge you have embraced, and make every effort to use them for the rest of your life. It is my privilege to walk with you for the past 2 years. You indeed are special and excellent students. You are in my heart, and I'll hold you in my heart forever. May God bless you and be with you to protect you always. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Ruma, for your wonderful speech. Now I would like to request our today's chief guest, Sister Reba Veronica DaCosta, RNDM, Provincial of RNDM Sisters, and Chairperson of SFX Green Herald International School, to come and say a few words.
Good afternoon to our respected principal, Sister Virginia Asha Gomes, RNDM, to all the sections in charges, respected teachers, staff, and co-workers, and most respected parents, guardians, and guests, and my beloved A-level graduates of 2020, who are at the heart of this auspicious celebration. It is my privilege to welcome you and say a few words. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, this year is very unusual. The whole academic system is experiencing distant learning, unique assessment system, and finally, the online graduation ceremony. Since graduation ceremony is taking place through the digital media, certainly I am missing the physical presence and excitement of our beloved graduates and respected parents and guardians. However, no pandemic can stop us or keep us apart. The blessing of digital media is keeping us connected worldwide. Dear students, I am holding mixed feelings on this day of great celebration. All of us are aware that Sister Josna Maria Kuraya, RNDM, A-level section in charge, died of cardiac attack on 23rd July 2020. And Masood Elahi, economic teacher, died just the day before at the hospital. And also Miss Arif and our student Nandini's dad, who died of COVID-19 pandemic. Let us keep 3 seconds silence in remembrance of them and pray for their eternal repose. Today is a day of celebration for all of us, surrounding our graduates of 2020. Standing at the threshold of success, you graduates can look back with gratitude to Almighty God, your teachers, who supported you with yearly educational program and co-curricular activities. The Lebanese poet Khalil Gibran said in The Prophet, "No person can reveal to you aught but which already lies half asleep in the dawning of your knowledge." 1883, page 67. Certainly, your full participation in school programs blossomed your knowledge and knowing. Dear respected teachers, certainly this joy is yours too. I am aware of your laborious work in preparing your lessons to give the best of your knowledge to these students. As the poet said, "You awaken which already lies half asleep in the dawning of their knowledge." I thank each of my teachers, staff, co-workers for your dedicated service and commitment. Surely, students, your full participation in school program blossomed your knowledge. All the section in charges and teachers who nurtured you from KG to A level, for some perhaps 2 years only. We are proud of you today. I can also see the happy and proud parents and guardians sitting beside you, because you offered your hard blood and sweat earnings, your love and encouragement, and every support to your sons and daughters to achieve this success. Today is your day to rejoice with us all, praising God and thanking each other. Dear graduates, you worked hard, cooperated in every way, and now the reward is yours. Please enjoy the day. The bigger world is open before you. Dream big, act big. Reach out for the stars. You will get the highest fruit of the tree, if not the star. Some of you, our A-level graduates, have already left for other countries for higher education. Very soon, all of you will also leave the school. Please do not forget your school and the values you have embraced, your parents and your beloved country, Bangladesh. As Khalil Gibran wrote, "When you are in the love, do not think that God is in your heart, but you are in the heart of God." because God is love. So, love your family, school, university that you will be going, and your country because you are in the heart of these units. Certainly, the school will miss you, and I will miss you too. You are an excellent and exceptional group of students, did exceptional results. Thank you for being who you are and how you have been to St. Francis Xavier's Green Herald International School. May God bless you and go with you to protect you. Please pray for us all also. Finally, with St. Paul, I want to say, I thank my God each time I think of you, and when I pray for you, I pray with joy. Philippians chapter 1 verses 3 and 4. Let us extend our hands over our graduates, dear parents and guardians sitting beside your sons and daughters. As I pray the Irish blessings, a Celtic prayer. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sunshine warm your face. The rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of His hands. Amen. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Sister Reba Veronica de Costa, for your wonderful speech. Now we are going to have the valedictorian speech here. They are the main purpose that we are here. To accomplish great things, we must not only do the act, we will also dream. Again, we must not only dream, we will also believe. These people who are invited here have dreamed, believed in themselves, and this is why they are what they are today. The first valedictorian here today is Aditya Nag. I request Aditya to come to the stage and deliver his valedictorian speech. Aditya.
Good evening, beloved sisters, teachers, parents, and students. Welcome to what I would say would be the strangest graduation ceremony that has ever taken place, probably in the history of GH and probably ever in the future. I have been part of many graduations in the past. I think for the last 6 years, I've in some way been connected to the graduation ceremony organizing committee each and every year. Yet never could I imagine that one day I would have to stand in front of you, speaking not in front of an audience, but rather in front of a camera, with no backstage hurling with new performances, with no one to see my speech except a camera waiting for me to deliver it. But that doesn't make this graduation any less than the ones we have had before. Because the batch of 2020, my classmates, have never been the normal batch ever. Why do I say this? Because I don't know if you have noticed, but our batch is perhaps one of the most ambitious go-getter batches that has ever existed. In this class of 130 students, there are Olympiad medalists, world-class debaters, founders of NGOs, social activists endorsed by large organizations such as BRAC, and so many other accomplished academics who are moving on to different stages of life now that we're going out from school. There are people who have broken the glass ceilings in terms of their achievements, and there are people who have broken the glass windows. Yes, I'm talking about you, Mirza. And what connects all of us is our ambitious and go-getter attitude, the one that we use to approach everything in life. Some of these people, some of these batchmates whom I got to know, I've had very close interactions with. These were conversations in the corridors. These were lab partners who performed labs with me, whose work I even did in those labs. There are debate practices. Their conversations on the slide down there, their mid-room banters, they're sitting in Malcolm Sir's office waiting for college recommendations. And for each and every one of you, I've talked to you, I'm truly, truly grateful for everything that I've had with you, for all the close interactions that we've had. But speaking of strange graduations, one thing hasn't been strange, and it's that our journey has never been one that has been alone or one that has only involved us. Along this path, there were many others who have supported us, mentored us, and took us this far. We have the support of our sisters and our teachers who've cared for us like the Daily of the Earth Kingdom. We have all our teachers who have stayed with us in our classrooms and helped us whenever we had problems, and have enjoyed and reveled with us when we got our grades back. And most of all, we've had parents who've shed blood, sweat, and tears so far as we move on with our journey, and who've relived their own childhood as they grew us up. I would take this moment to also thank my mom and dad, who have always been directly or indirectly part of my life journey throughout these 14 years of school. And I believe every other graduate will also resonate with the same idea, that we have never walked this journey alone, but rather there were many, many people who have walked this journey with us. Perhaps in the last 14 years, a lot has changed. Like, I remember there was a big tree down there, and that tree doesn't exist anymore. There was no canteen down there. Rather, there was a mound of earth where we all used to play Bor of Pani down in that mound. But that mound no longer exists, and rather there is a canteen which doesn't serve onion-coated pizzas anymore. We've also lost a few people, especially in this year 2020, because it has been a very devastating year in all its circumstances. But in these 14 years, we've also got to know each other, or to know an amazing group of teachers. We got to know sisters, and we've also got to know friends who will last us a lifetime. It's scary to say the same for the next 14 years, however. As we move on from this time, we would know that the next 14 years are nowhere near as predictable as these 14 years that we've already passed. It amazes me to see so many of my classmates going all across the globe, trying to reach new heights from wherever they're going. But at the same time, it makes me immensely scared as well. Will we all be there 14 years from now? Will we all come here back to this school one day to see this red brick building and say, hey, I came to school here? I'm not sure. And if you are like me, you would probably feel a bit scared like me as well. But this is where our great old friend Uncle Iro gives a very important advice to Prince Zuko, and I would like to say that advice to you. It is time to look inwards and start asking yourself the big questions. Who are you and what do you want? What impact do you wish to have in this world? What path are you willing to pave forward in your future? I wish to ask that question to you, fellow graduates, because I believe each and every one of you has the potential to have a long-lasting effect on this globe. Be it in the field of medicine, be it in the field of agriculture, be it in the field of politics, or be it in the field of any form of leadership all around, in whatever field you wish to partake in. However, in this journey that you're trying to pave in the next few days, I would ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, I would ask you to believe in yourself. Often, at this time, it's very hard to think that we actually have a future. 14 years, as I've already said, 14 years from now, each and every one of us could end up who knows where. And honestly, it is a bit scary. But have that amount of faith in yourself to know that your hard work will pay off. Number 2, take help. Because our journey isn't one solo trek around the globe. Rather, it is the cumulative efforts that bring us to new heights in life. I ask you to know when to have the humility to ask other people and take their help whenever you need it. And lastly, be a simp. Because I believe because simping is something that not every person can do. very few people have the amount of dedication and respect to stick to one person, to stick to one ideal. In order to, however, have that dedication, you must wholeheartedly be a Sith. So I hope you will in the next few years, no matter wherever the world brings you. What I wish to say to you at the end is that even if we have come out from this very strange graduation, even if we have come out from this year of turmoil, this is at the end of the day still just only a memory. It doesn't affect who we are, doesn't affect who we will be. You are the one who will be affected that. So I ask each and every one of you to take this moment to introspect, ask yourself where you are going, and try your best to fit into a world that oftentimes feels confusing at first. I myself am thankful again for each and every of the interactions we've had, and no matter what type of it, whether it was a good memory or maybe a good lesson, I'm happy for each and every interaction we've had, and I'm hopeful that we will cross paths once again in the future. My best wishes for each and every one of you, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
This is how the valedictorians are made up with. Thank you, Aditya, for your beautiful speech. Now, to accomplish something big, you not only do the act, you also need to dream. And not that you only dream, you also have to believe. My next valedictorian, she believed in herself. Arthi Anupama.
Our respected principal and sisters and teachers, our beloved parents, and my dearest fellow graduates, a very good evening to you all. I hope that you are all safe and well wherever you may be today. I'd like to begin this with a confession. I don't really remember a single word of what any of the valedictorians said in our O-level graduation. And I'm going to go a step further, and I'm going to assume that most of you probably don't remember a single word of it either. So while initially I spent a lot of time thinking about what I should be saying to you or what would sound good or motivating, I realized that none of you, including myself, will remember any of what I say now a couple of years down the line. So what really matters here is how I make you feel right here, right now. And in the here and now, although we're not all assembled in the Imelda Hall, wearing our graduation gowns over our sparkly makeup and best saris, or all primed up in our dashing suits, surrounded by our beloved parents and our beloved teachers and mentors, I acknowledge the fact that this is probably going to be the last time that I address all of you together. So before I go on any further, I really want to say this to each person present here, that I really love you, love each and every one of you very, very much, and that I mean it. I could say it all day, and it would still not be enough to express how grateful I am to each one of you. But I express my deepest gratitude. Firstly, to the two most important people in my life. My mother, who has spent and sacrificed every waking moment and every sleepless night making my dreams her own. And my father, who has spent so much time abroad alone away from us just to ensure that I did not want for anything. And my thanks extends to each and every parent here, because that is what each of you have done for each of us. You have brought us here, and you have made us who we are today, and I thank you for that. Next, I'd like to thank our principal for being so supportive of me, and to whom I will always be that young, chubby kindergartner who strutted into her room and recited a very long poem at a very young age. I'd like to thank all the sisters for mentoring us throughout our time here. I'd like to thank each of my teachers who taught us to read and write and reason and even feel from scratch from the time when we were a handful of chubby young kids here up to the time when we were a handful of rowdy, clueless teenagers. I'd like to thank the staff for their tireless efforts in ensuring we were comfortable here, from carrying our bags upstairs for us when we were in class 3 to cleaning up after our messes even today. I'd like to also keep in memory and in prayers those of our teachers and sisters who have left us during this lockdown and to whom we had to bid farewell from a distance. Finally, I'd like to thank my fellow graduates. I am really going to miss you. And I'd like you all to take a moment and forget everything and just feel grateful that this place, this school, has given us the opportunity to meet, has brought us all here together as one family. I'm always going to miss watching my friends playing A-E-I-O-U or Boruf Pani at the smacking age of 19 in the middle of the kindergarten playing field. I'm always going to miss the chilling out sessions on that slide during every free period and even in some not so free periods. I'm going to miss our unending enthusiasm in playing Uno before every lab exams. I'm going to miss the cows and sheep that run about in the big field, probably trying to decide if we were some long-distant kins of them. I'm going to miss dancing our hearts out with the teachers and with all of you in every school trip. I'm going to miss the bell that occasionally goes missing and hangs from the big tree downstairs, which is no longer with us now. It's been 14 years. It's been 14 years, a little less for some of us, a little more for me personally with a few others of you with whom I've been together from playgroup. And there are so many memories in each of this room and each corner of this entire school with each of you that if I went into a recount of all of it, this would turn into the opening scenes of the Titanic, and I'm not going to do that. But we have literally grown up here, together, and here we are today. A family of very diverse people, of very diversely talented people, with very diverse memories, ready to spread our wings and go our separate ways. We're all going our separate ways after today. Some of us have already started online classes at their universities. Some of us are preparing to leave. Some of us are applying to different institutions now, both within the country and abroad. And some of us are still trying to figure out the next plan because this was such a very unusual year for us, for everyone across the world. I still remember thinking in the week after they announced that the CIE examinations were going to be cancelled and that the country was going to lockdown that, wait a minute, that means we'll probably not get to have that anticipated rag day or last day or any form of farewell. That the last day we were all in school, we did not even know that it was going to be the last day that we were all together there, because we were so sure that there was going to be a next day. We didn't know that we were going to have to attend a virtual graduation, that we were going to have to say our farewells over phone, or perhaps even not at all to those with whom we're not connected. And I wish that I could have savored each of those moments, that day a little more. So to you all, my parting message today would be that no matter where you are, or what you're doing, or what you become, don't ever forget to cherish the time that you get with your loved ones. Take a minute longer on the phone with your parents. Take an initiative to show your friends how much they mean to you. Take a little time out of your busy schedules to sit back and savor the moment, because once they are gone, they don't come back. Because you never know what happens next. The highlights of our life or of any journey are not always just reaching the goal, but are about the small moments and the small lessons learned that bring smiles to our faces when we think about them. Because regardless of what we achieve in our lifetime, when we look back, we remember all the good times we've had, all the little acts of love and care that we have shown or have been shown, and that is what makes it worth it. With that, I'd like to congratulate all of you for making it so far. We're finally high school graduates. Our time came, and now it's at an end. And there's something that Ronald sir says that we usually just come and go, we're just coming and going. But today, I'd like to say that as we and those before us and those after us have come and gone, we take with us all those good memories and those lessons learned, and we leave behind us some even better memories for those we've been with. Someone once told me that when you're on a journey, don't focus on where you're going and when it will end, but rather on whom you go with and how. And I'm very proud of all the journeys that we've made together, batch of 2020. And I wish all of you the very best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Arthi, for your beautiful speech, and I'm very honored that you put that part of my everyday lesson, coming and going. If you learn from there, that's a lot. You're educated, your certification is your degree. You may think of it as a ticket of a good life. Let me think of an alternative. Think of it as a ticket to change the world. You are the world changer, the valedictorian, the next generation leaders. Here is our third valedictorian, Aloysius Brave Rivero.
Good evening to all teachers, sisters, and my fellow graduates and the boys. The school chose me to give this valedictorian speech, but here I thought that after the speech I gave during the assembly after I came back from the Jamboree Scout camp was very embarrassing, and I was laughing half the time and my words were all over the place, and Ronald started ignoring me for the rest of the week. And after that I thought maybe I'd never get a chance to speak again. Yet here I am, given a redemption speech. And this was a part of the journey of growth of Green Herald. Our batch was Sister Asha's first batch. Her batch that she got when she came into as a principal. But I was not supposed to be in this batch. I was supposed to be in the prior batch because I applied a year earlier. I gave my interview to Sister Michelle, and well, I was not admitted because apparently I was underage. Anyways, I got in next year, and well, here I am. And I started my journey. I grew up in this school, starting from all of us in the kindergarten. I remember that we used to play with virgin bottles in the playground. And ironically enough, when I grew up and I joined the Green World Earth Club and learned pollution, that was pollution. And it even did a science project on pollution. Did another learning experience in the journey of Green Herald. And all along the way, our teachers and sisters were always with me, with us. As we grew up, we made mistakes. I remember one parents-teacher meeting. And I was talking with Ronald sir, and he said to my mother, and I quote, "Apnar chele boro hocche ar gadha hocche." I was sitting there embarrassed. My mother was sitting right beside me. I didn't know what to say. But I took that word to heart. I took it as a lesson. And by the end of A-levels, he said to my dad, who was in the last parent-teacher meeting, he said, "I have no complaints." Though I was not the only one with these little disagreements with the teachers and the faculty. Well, our batch itself was a little bit unruly. I remember there was this trend or meme going around in our batch that whatever happened, we would just scream Hasin's name for some reason. Anything happened, any mistake, teacher would ask, well, who did this? And everyone would just start screaming, Hasin, 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 Hasin sir, very bad boy sir. We used to disturb our teachers a lot. Well, when we were younger, well, we used to come to school diligently, like whether it be thunderstorm, rain, whatever the weather, whatever the situation, we'd come to school. The attendance was very high from a young age. But when we grew up, it started dwindling. I think it was at the end of O levels, and Sister Grace Lee came to our class, and there were not many students in the class at that time. And well, she was asking us, why do you not come to school? Why do you guys not come to school? And every time I ask, why do you not come to school, I get the same answer over and over. Sister, I was sick. Are you all sick all the time? And she was asking us this, and at that moment, one of my classmates entered the classroom. And she asked this classmate why he was late. And the classmate replied, Sister, I was sick. Our lab classes, though we learned a lot from there. A lot of our theory were done practically in our lab classes. Well, our batch being a little bit unruly and doing shenanigans. So I remember one time that my friend and his lab partner, it was in our chemistry class, and they were heating a sample. It was a gas test. We were testing for gases of the sample. It was over a Bunsen burner. They were heating it, but for some reason they put the stopper in on the test tube, and the gas pressure built up. And like we were all doing our experiments, and suddenly we hear this boom sound, and the cork flies over and hits one of the lab assistants. Of course, the students were properly reprimanded for that, and they never did that again. I remember our biology labs. It just awakened our inner chefs. I don't know. People started, suddenly shrimps that we were supposed to dissect and find out the body parts of, found their ways into boiling water somewhere, and we would smell shrimp fry all over the biology classroom, the lab room. Food found their way to all over the place, on people's faces, on the floor. I don't know, somehow it also went to the bottom floor, the playground. I don't know how it got there. Yet the teachers were very patient with us. They reprimanded us, and we learned from that, and we tried not to do that again. The school provided us with a lot of opportunities, and one of the best opportunities that I got to experience was the Jamboree Scout Camp. And I'm very much thankful that Green Herald made that possible for me to experience. We were like, when we reached there, we were like adventurers, like living in a tent. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always being beside me. Thank you, sisters and teachers, for advising me and all of us to become a better person. Thank you, school uncles and aunties, for putting up with us. Oh, Green Herald, we love you and we owe you. Also, thank you to my classmates, friends, the boys, Spectre, without whom this journey would not have been completely fulfilled. Thank you.
Now in this segment we are going to distribute the certificates to the graduates who are brilliantly exposed for those what Green Herald is standing for. I am going to announce first those segments who have 4 star and an A. They appeared 5 subjects. Since this is set up in a manner with the stars, I'm just going in a merit-wise. This segment coming in a merit-wise. The first one that we have here, this is 4 star and then 1 A. I have Mirja Muhammad Azwat. Same result, Samia Alif Isha. Now these are the 4 stars. we have Elucius Brave Ribeiro, Qazi Zawadul Islam Jisan, Labiba Jahin, Nafisa Naushin, Nuba Munzirin, Orthi Onupong. Now this is a 3 A-star category. Along with that, there is also 1 star, 1 A. Ahir Mitika, Gongaridi Paul, Zarifa Mehjabin, Jonathan Lenny Baroi, Khaja Arjani Ahmed, Matthew Ankun, Mohammad Shifayat Rahman, Munazza Al Hashmim, Oliver Richard Gomez, Rishi Bhattacharya, Shoram Basak, Tahmid Farooq.
Congratulations to the graduates for their wonderful result. I would now like to read out the names of the graduates who got 3 A stars, and they are Aditya Nag, Gaim Kabir, Mohammad Abrar Hussain, Jyotirmoy Sarkar, Sohana Nisa. The names of the students I'll be reading up now are those. There are 34 candidates who received honor this year, and the students are Anujit Saha, Gilbert Ronald Gomes, Haseen Ishraq, Madir Shafin Hassan, Mahin Irfan, Nodi Zaman, Sadman Sharkar, Sara Selina Ava, Tasin Tahiyat, Tausif Tazwar, Abrar Iqbal, Darpan Barua, Farzuk Iqbal, Mutasin Islam.
Now I'm going to continue the remaining names with students who received honor. Rifayat bin Shahjahan, Sadman Samir, Shamama Nashra Hussain, Sumaya Alfi Zaman, Thin Etha, Veronica Jaiseline Roderick, Alfi Shehrin Rubayat, Debodeep Chaudhary, Fairuz Binte Ehsan, Irene Tasneem Progga Islam, Giti Shaha, Nribar Tagore Nanto, SSM Sajed, Shushmita Sobhan, and Sunera Tabassum. That concludes the list of the students who received an honor. Now, for the remaining segment, I'm going to read out the names in alphabetical order. AKM Mushfiqur Rahman, Adrito Mehrab Hussain, Abrar Shahriar Hussain, Abu Ryan, Oisho Anthony Gomes, Akid Tamjid Rahman.
Now I'm going to read out the names of the graduates. Amy Mayat, Andalip Alam, Anisha Latif, Onkita De, Arghya Joseph Das, Azmeri Maisha Zaman, Benjamin Ranjana Rosario, চৌধুরী অনুপম প্রত্যাশা, ক্রিস্টিন আবান্তিকা কুইয়া, সাইরাস হাটউইন গোমেস, এডমন্ড রুয়েল পাহান, এসফার জাওয়াদ, ফাহিম ফয়সাল, ফরিহা জামান প্রমি, ফারবিন সুরাকা, ফ্লেমিং কাহন ডিকস্টা, জারিফ ফেরদৌস নাহি, খন্দকার মাইশা জাহান, মোহাম্মদ আবু সিনান, মোহাম্মদ ফারদিন কিবরিয়া.
Hello again. I'm going for the remaining names. Muhammad Habibul Hassan Mihal, Mehnaz Tasnuba, Muhammad Ryan Zaman, Monia Nazmul Priti, Mayo Taisa, Nuha Naziba, Nurul bin Ibrahim, Nujat Rahman, Radia Mehdi Khan, Rahela Rubaiyat Khan, Ridwan Mustafa Al Hussein, Rifa Rukhaya, Samira Mubassira, Simran Alam, Shamshid A. Iram, Shehzad Ahmed, Srot Anthony Rosario, Stanley Matthew Dash, Sumaya Sulaiman, Sunehra Tazreen.
তাহমিদ ইবনে মান্নান রোজান, তাসিন জাওয়াদ মোনেম, তনজিলা নাওয়ার রিদিতা, তশফিয়া হাসান, তজরিয়ান তসলিম, ভিউন শুভ্র গায়েন, ওয়াসিফ আহমেদ, জাহরা হুসাইন, জিওন জাস্টিন মরং, আনিকা মুস্তাফিজ, এরিশা শিবিব, নুসরত ফাতিমা খান, তামিদ কবির রিকবিক, এনজো অনিন্দো কস্টা. Now we will start our cultural program. First of all, I would like to call the students of class 4 to perform their folk dance, that is Notun Dhaner Chira, conducted by Ms. Wafi Rahman and Mr. Naik.
আরে নতুন ধানের চিড়া দেব নতুন ধানের খই, নতুন ধানের ভাত রেঁধেছি পড়শিরা সব কই গেলি রে পড়শিরা সব কই, নতুন ধানের চিড়া দেব নতুন ধানের খই, নতুন ধানের ভাত রেঁধেছি পড়শিরা সব কই গেলি রে পড়শিরা সব কই। ও ধান ভানি রে দেখিতে পার দিয়া, ঠিক নাচে আমি নাচি হেলিয়া দুলিয়া। ও ধান ভানি রে, ও ধান ভানি রে দেখিতে
for the beautiful dance presented by students of class 4. Now, the school choir will be presenting you with a song conducted by Timir Nandi sir.
Thank you, school choir, for your excellent performance. Now I'd like to call the students of class 7 to perform their dance, that is Ke Dilo Khopate Dhutura Phul, conducted by Ms. Wafi Rahman and Mr. Inayat, the students of class 7.
খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল তোরে খোপা খুলে কেশ হইল বাউল তোরে খোপা খুলে কেশ হইল বাউল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল বাজালো মোহন বাঁশি ঘরে ফিরে যেতে হইল ভুল তোর পথে কে বাজালো মোহন বাঁশি ঘরে ফিরে যেতে হইল ভুল আবার কে নিল কেড়ে তোর কইচি চুড়ি আবার কে নিল কেড়ে তোর কইচি চুড়ি আহা বঞ্চি মালায় ছিছি খোয়ালি কুল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল সে বুনো পাগল পথে বাজায় মাদল পায়ে ঝড়ের নাচন শিরে চাদর চুল দিল নাকে কে নাক ছাবি পাবলা ফুলি কুচের চুড়ি আর ঝুমকো ফুল দুল নিয়ে লাজ দুকুল দিল ঘাগরিকে নিয়ে লাজ দুকুল দিল ঘাগরিকে আবার গাগরি ভাসালো জলে বাতুল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল কে দিল খোপাতে ধুতুরা ফুল কে দিল খোপাতে
Thank you, class 7, for the beautiful dance. Now we have a recitation, Be Kind to Yourself, by Laura Edwards, to be recited by Maisha, Anushree and Aisha from class 9.
The Mountain by Laura Ding Edwards. If the mountain seems too big today, then climb the hill instead. If morning brings you sadness, it's okay to stay in bed.
If the day feels like heavy and your plans feel like a curse, there is no shame in rearranging. Don't make yourself feel worse.
If a shower feels like needles, or a bath feels like you'll drown, if you haven't washed your hair for days, don't throw away your crown.
A day is not a lifetime. A rest is not a defeat. Don't think of it as a failure, just a quiet, kind retreat.
It's okay to take a moment from an anxious, fractured mind. The world will not stop turning while you get realigned. The mountain will still be there when you want to try again. You can climb it in your own time. Just love yourself till then.
Now we came to the end of the program. I'd like to request John Paul sir to give the vote of thanks.
Honorable Principal, Sister Virginia Asha Gomez, RNDM, Chief Guest Provincial Sister Reba Veronica Di Costa, RNDM, Academic Chairperson Sister Maria, RNDM, all section in charges, all sisters, guests, teachers and staff, and my dear graduates. Greetings to you all. We have almost come to the end of our program and hope that you have enjoyed every moment of this special program. On behalf of the School Authority and A-Level Department, I, John Paul Gomez, take this opportunity to thank all those who worked hard to make this program a success. I would like to thank our Honorable Principal, all section in charges, all the sisters, teachers, staff for their wholehearted service. Our gratitude and thank also goes to Honorable Principal Sister Virginia Asha Gomez, RNDM, Provincial Sister Reba Veronica Di Costa, RNDM, and section in charge Sister Ruma Costa, RNDM, for their valuable speech. I thank our parents, guardians, and all the sisters for being present in this program. To make this program successful, many people worked hard behind the scene. I thank Mr. Titu and the art department for the decoration management, Mr. Timin Nondi, Mr. Raja Bashir, Ms. Wafi, Mr. Inayat for the cultural program, and of course, thanks to all the performers. Thanks to Ronald sir, Evan sir, Laura miss for helping in anchoring, Rahat miss and her team for drama, and Mr. Zubair and his team for videography. I also thank the environmental staff for doing their best. Thank you very much.
Here it is. We have come to the end of the program. Before you go, just take one words of wisdom with you, that success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. And who believes in this, they will never fail. You bring this blessing to your next phase of life. Bye bye everyone. Thank you.